It was the story of a lovely lady and a man named Brady. And together, with their 6 kids, 1 housekeeper, and a whole lot of polyester, they didn't just raise a family, they built a television empire.
I once saw a movie where a man was getting married. He was so nervous he forgot to put his pants on.
When the Brady Bunch premiered in 1969, it was hardly a critical darling. Reviewers shrugged it off as sugar-coated and unrealistic. It never cracked the top 10 in Nielsen ratings, and yet, over time, it became one of the most beloved, quoted, and replayed shows in TV history.
It so happens that I am talking to Gloria, but I'm not talking at the moment because I am listening to her do the talking.
So what happened? Simple. The Brady Bunch tapped into something timeless. It offered a world where problems could be solved in 22 minutes, where family always came first, and where blended households didn't end in courtroom drama. They ended in hugs and group sing-alongs. And over the decades, its stars became a second family to millions. But when the cameras stopped rolling, the real story began.
Well, I got a couple rules you gotta dig.
Rules?
Rule 1. You go out only with me.
Who found success? Who struggled with addiction, identity, or fame? Who stayed close? And who tried to walk away? This is the Brady Bunch, then and now. Robert Reed as Mike Brady, the architect, the father of 3 boys, the level-headed, mustache-free moral compass of the Brady clan. Mike Brady was TV's ultimate dad, always available, always rational, always ending each episode with just the right life lesson. But for Robert Reed, the man behind the role, playing Mike Brady was anything but simple. Born John Robert Reitz Jr. on October 19, 1932, Reed was a classically trained actor who studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. He was drawn to Shakespeare, not sitcoms, and that tension followed him throughout his run on the Brady Bunch. Behind the scenes, Reed clashed with show creator Sherwood Schwartz. He thought the scripts were silly and the jokes juvenile.
I'm mature and I'm logical and I know I'm doing the right thing. Should I be nervous?
He'd submit memos criticizing dialogue or entire storylines, like the infamous episode about hair tonic turning Greg's hair orange. Reed refused to appear in that one at all. But despite his frustrations with the material, Reed was deeply protective of the cast, especially the kids. He was a mentor and father figure off camera, often staying late to help with schoolwork or comfort a nervous young co-star. Privately, Reed was gay, a fact he kept hidden for fear of damaging his career. The pressure of living a double life in Hollywood's spotlight weighed heavily on him, especially during an era when LGBTQ actors faced blacklisting and ridicule. After the Brady Bunch, Reed found steady work in drama, including guest appearances on Fantasy Island and Murder, She Wrote. He reunited with the Bradys for reunion specials, including A Very Brady Christmas, where his performance felt more relaxed, as if he'd made peace with the character he once resented. Reed died on May 12, 1992, from colon cancer, with complications from HIV. He was only 59. Despite his personal battles and professional misgivings, Robert Reed gave the world one of the most iconic TV dads of all time. And in doing so, he helped redefine what fatherhood looked like on screen. Florence Henderson as Carol Brady. She was radiant, wise, and always perfectly dressed, even while managing 6 kids and Alice the housekeeper. Florence Henderson made Carol Brady a household name. But long before she set foot in the Brady living room, she was already a star. Born February 14, 1934, in Dale, Indiana, Henderson trained at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and made her Broadway debut at just 18. She starred in Fanny, became a regular on The Tonight Show, and built a reputation as one of the most versatile entertainers in America.
Oh, wow, you could ride my range anytime. You could be the dude of the dude ranch.
What are you gonna wear?
Well, my old cowboy boots.
Well, you better wear something else or you're gonna get arrested.
Taking on the role of Carol was a bit of a risk. Sitcoms were seen as lightweight, and she was used to the stage. But Henderson poured herself into the character. Off-screen, she became a genuine mother figure to the child actors, offering support, advice, and hugs. She had a special bond with Maureen McCormick, who later said Florence helped her through some of the darkest times in her life. But Henderson also had grit. She was candid about financial struggles, family issues, and the pressures of Hollywood. In 2010, she published her memoir, Life is Not a Stage, sharing her journey from poverty to primetime. She died suddenly on November 24, 2016, of heart failure at age 82, just days after appearing on Dancing with the Stars to support Maureen McCormick. Carol Brady may have seemed perfect, but Florence Henderson's real story is one of talent, tenacity, and timelessness. Ann B. Davis as Alice Nelson. No apron, no Alice. The Brady household ran on love, respect, and meatloaf. And in many ways, Alice was its emotional anchor. She wasn't just the housekeeper, she was part of the family. Ann B. Davis brought Alice to life with a balance of comedic timing and genuine heart. Born May 3, 1926, in Schenectady, New York, Davis originally studied pre-med before switching to drama. She won 2 Emmys in the 1950s for her role on The Bob Cummings Show, long before she donned the blue uniform. As Alice, she delivered deadpan zingers, physical comedy, and sincere affection. Her ability to comfort the kids, or offer sage advice with a raised eyebrow, made her a fan favorite.
Oh, that would be wonderful. But what about Downhill Auntie? I hear she's perking up.
Oh, Alice.
Off-screen, Ann B. Davis was private, devout, and quietly philanthropic. She never married, never had children, and had no problem walking away from Hollywood when she felt called elsewhere. In the 1970s, she joined a religious community led by an Episcopal bishop in Colorado. She returned for almost every Brady reunion, whether live action or animated, and always seemed amused by the enduring love for the show. She once said, "I never understood why people loved Alice so much, but I'm grateful." Davis passed away on June 1, 2014, at the age of 88, following a fall in her home. Her funeral was small, just like her life had been in her final decades, but the tributes poured in. Alice was never flashy. She didn't seek attention, but her steadiness, humor, and loyalty made her the soul of the Brady household. And Ann B. Davis? She was exactly the same in real life, except maybe with fewer mops. Barry Williams as Greg Brady. The hair, the sideburns, the confidence. Greg Brady was the Brady kids' fearless leader, teenage heartthrob, and occasional rock star. Whether he was transforming into Johnny Bravo or angling for a date, Greg oozed coolness, at least for the early 70s. Barry Williams brought all of it to life. And then some. Born September 30th, 1954, in Santa Monica, California, Williams began acting at age 11. He landed roles on Dragnet, That Girl, and The Mod Squad before being cast as the eldest Brady. The show launched him into teen idol status almost overnight. He appeared in Tiger Beat, toured with musical groups, and became the poster on every teenage girl's bedroom wall.
Take me out.
Marsha, are you kidding? Hold it steady.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah, don't hit the trees.
Okay.
After the Brady Bunch ended, Barry had trouble landing serious acting roles. He was so associated with Greg that Hollywood didn't see him as anything else. But instead of fighting it, he leaned in. In 1992, he released Growing Up Brady, a tell-all memoir that gave fans a glimpse into life behind the scenes. It became a New York Times bestseller and was turned into a made-for-TV movie. Williams also made regular appearances on game shows, sitcoms, and nostalgia specials. Today, Barry Williams is one of the most visible and enthusiastic Brady alums. He's embraced his role in pop culture history with humility and humor, once joking, "It's a good thing I liked Greg Brady, because I've spent the rest of my life with him." Greg may have been the oldest brother, but Barry Williams is still proudly carrying the Brady torch. Maureen McCormick as Marcia Brady. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. She was the golden girl of the Brady clan. Popular, pretty, polished, and seemingly perfect. But behind the sunny smile and flawless curls, Maureen McCormick was fighting a battle that few could see. Born August 5, 1956, in Los Angeles, California, McCormick was discovered at a young age. Before the Brady Bunch, she appeared in commercials for Barbie and Chatty Cathy dolls. As Marcia, she became the American teen dream, cheerleader, honor student, and high school sweetheart. But fame came with a cost. After the Brady Bunch ended, McCormick struggled to find work outside of Marcia's shadow. The pressure to maintain a pristine image, coupled with underlying trauma in her personal life, including family secrets and mental illness, led her down a dark path.
Did you have to break a date with Charlie?
Yeah,
How come?
something suddenly came up.
Oh, come on, Marcia.
Well, I've got one consolation. There are 3 other judges. At least I've got a chance to win their votes fair and square.
At one point even trading sex for drugs. She missed auditions, alienated friends, and tanked her own career. She eventually got clean, married actor Michael Cummings in 1985, and had a daughter. But the climb back was steep. For years, she avoided the spotlight and turned to therapy, faith, and family to rebuild her life. In 2008, McCormick released her memoir, Here's the Story: Surviving Marcia Brady and Finding My True Voice. The book shocked fans with its brutal honesty, but was praised for its courage. She spoke openly about addiction, depression, body image, and the exhausting effort it took to play perfect. Her recovery has been nothing short of inspiring. She's acted in theater, appeared on Celebrity Fit Club, competed on Dancing with the Stars, and taken part in numerous Brady reunions. Today, Maureen McCormick is a mental health advocate, speaker, and proud survivor. She still embraces her Brady legacy, but on her own terms. Marcia may have had it all, but Maureen's real story proves that perfection isn't the goal. Healing is. Christopher Knight as Peter Brady. Peter Brady was the every kid. He wasn't the oldest or the youngest, the coolest or the cutest, but that's exactly what made him so relatable. Whether he was crooning "Time to Change" in a squeaky voice or battling a crisis of confidence with pork chops and applesauce, Peter was the Brady who reminded us all that growing up is awkward. Christopher Knight was born November 7, 1957, in New York City. His father, Edward Knight, was an actor, and Chris followed in his footsteps. After some early commercial work, he landed the role of Peter at age 11. He quickly became a fan favorite, not for being the funniest or flashiest, but for being real. Off-screen, Knight was friendly, easygoing, and a bit of a goofball, much like his character.
What do you mean, Greg?
I mean, Mom and Dad throwing Peter a surprise party.
Are they really going to?
Sure, and he deserves it. I mean, Peter's been fading geometry. A bad one. We were just trying.
So we taped that tape recorder.
Knight launched a successful career in technology, working in sales and marketing for computer companies in the 1980s and 1990s. He became a vice president at a 3D graphics company and later co-founded his own tech ventures. But Hollywood came calling again in the 2000s. Knight appeared on The Surreal Life, where he met model Adrienne Curry. Their odd couple romance became the centerpiece of My Fair Brady, a VH1 reality show that ran for 3 seasons and even chronicled their wedding. The marriage ended in divorce, but the show revived Knight's celebrity status. Peter Brady may have asked, "Who am I?" during a classic identity crisis episode. Today, Christopher Knight has a clear answer. He's a businessman, a reality TV veteran, and forever the middle Brady with the big heart. Eve Plum as Jan Brady. If Marcia was the golden girl, Jan was the one stuck in her shadow. Insecurity, braces, new glasses. Jan Brady was the middle sister always trying to stand out. And in doing so, she became one of the most relatable characters on the show. Eve Plum was just 11 years old when she landed the role. Born April 29, 1958, in Burbank, California, she had done commercials and guest roles before becoming Jan. Her character was often the emotional core of an episode, dealing with issues like jealousy, identity, and self-worth. Jan may have been known for her legendary "Marcia, Marcia, Marcia" outburst, but Plum brought subtlety and vulnerability to every performance. She wasn't just comic relief, she was real. After the Brady Bunch, Plum made a conscious decision not to ride the Brady wave forever. She wanted to be taken seriously as an actress, so she declined many of the reunion projects in the early years. One of her most surprising roles came in 1976's Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway, where she played a teen sex worker. It was a gritty, dramatic departure from Jan Brady, and proved she had serious acting chops.
Hello, operator? Will you call back on 762-0799? There may be something wrong with her bill. Thank you.
In the decades since, Plum has built a career on her own terms. She's acted in theater, film, and TV. She's also a talented painter whose artwork has been displayed in galleries nationwide. While her decision not to participate in some early reunions led to rumors of a rift, Plum later returned for A Very Brady Christmas and A Very Brady Renovation, where she seemed genuinely happy to reconnect with her TV family. Jan Brady's struggle was always about identity, finding her voice, stepping out of the shadow. And in real life, Eve Plum did exactly that. She became her own artist, her own woman, and proved that being the middle one is anything but forgettable. Mike Lookinland as Bobby Brady. Bobby Brady was the youngest boy, the adventurer, the risk-taker. He idolized his older brothers, dabbled in race car dreams, and often served up one-liners with the best of them. Mike Lookinland, born December 19, 1960 in Utah, had already appeared in over 30 commercials by the time he was cast as Bobby. He was just 8 years old. His natural charm and expressive face made him a perfect fit for the role, even if he had to dye his naturally strawberry blonde hair to match his TV brothers. Like most of the Brady kids, Lookinland found the transition out of stardom difficult. After the Brady Bunch ended, he continued acting in reunion specials, but didn't pursue a Hollywood career with the same intensity as some of his castmates.
Think fast.
In his teen years, he struggled with substance abuse. He later revealed that he battled alcoholism, which led to a DUI arrest in 1997. But that event became a turning point. Lookinland got sober, turned his life around, and found fulfillment away from the cameras. He moved back to Utah, started a family, and opened a successful decorative concrete business. Today, he works with his hands, designing, building, creating, far from the glitz of Hollywood. Lookinland has also participated in recent Brady reunions, including A Very Brady Renovation, where he helped restore the Brady house with genuine craftsmanship and joy. He's spoken fondly of his years on the show, but he's just as proud of the life he built afterward. Bobby Brady may have been the youngest boy in the bunch, but Mike Lookinland's real journey is one of maturity, recovery, and reinvention. And in many ways, his story may be the most quietly powerful of them all. Susan Olsen as Cindy Brady, the youngest of them all. Cindy Brady with the curls, the lisp, and the endless supply of cuteness. Susan Olsen was born August 14, 1961, and started acting at just 7 years old. Her lisp wasn't an act, it was real, but it became one of her defining features as Cindy. Her sweet, earnest delivery made her one of the most memorable of the Brady kids. But growing up on television wasn't always easy. After the Brady Bunch ended, Olsen struggled with typecasting and the pressures of early fame. She attended art school and tried her hand at various creative ventures. Olsen was never afraid to speak her mind. She dabbled in radio, co-hosted talk shows, and even entered the world of political commentary, which occasionally led to controversy. In 2016, she made headlines for a public spate on social media.
I wonder why we can't see it or hear it now.
It's probably back in the attic, resting.
Well, that's one way to find out. Go up in the attic and take a look.
No, not me. I'll wait till morning.
Leading to a brief departure from her radio hosting gig. Despite the ups and downs, Olsen has always embraced her Brady past. She remains close with her castmates, appears regularly at fan events, and even helped document the Brady Bunch house renovation on HGTV. Cindy may have been the baby of the family, but Susan Olsen has proven she's no shrinking violet. She's funny, fierce, and deeply creative. And while she may always be remembered for those pigtails, she's built an identity all her own. It started with a simple idea: a man with 3 boys, a woman with 3 girls, and one house big enough for them all. Over the years, the Brady Bunch transformed. There were animated spin-offs, variety hours, made-for-TV movies, dramas, comedies, and even a real estate renovation series. The Bradys became more than a family. They became a brand. And through it all, the original cast stayed connected. They supported each other through marriages, divorces, addictions, comebacks, and losses. When Florence Henderson passed away in 2016, every Brady kid mourned. When Ann B. Davis died in 2014, the cast came together like a real family would. What made the Brady Bunch endure wasn't just nostalgia. It was heart. It was the optimism, the decency, the idea that blended families could thrive, that chaos could still contain love, and that no matter how corny things got, family was worth showing up for. Yes, it was idealized. Yes, it was dated. But in today's fractured world, that kind of optimism feels revolutionary again. The Brady Bunch wasn't perfect, but it gave us permission to laugh, to hope, and to believe in something good. And for that, we'll always be a bunch of grateful viewers. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the shows that shaped our childhoods. Until next time, stay groovy.